Yeah.
Okay, hi everybody. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a different video than usual. Usually I show you how I do things, but today I want to talk a little bit about baby food here in Finland, specifically fruit pouches. Now, when I was pregnant, I had this wonderful idea that once my daughter started eating solids, that I would make every single meal all of the time, all homemade, and everything was going to be wonderful. But once I actually had the baby, I realized how labor intensive that can be if you're tired and if your baby requires maybe more attention, or if your family travels a lot, especially like we had to do when my daughter had her surgeries. So I found that conventional food jars and feeding from a spoon tended to be a little bit of annoying, like I said, when we were on the road and when I didn't have much time. And thankfully, sort of just by looking around in the baby food aisle, I found these pouches. And what I've done here is saved up a bit of what she's eaten over the week, just so I can kind of give you a little bit of an explanation of what these are and what's available in Finland. I don't have anything from Pilti because I don't, I've never used the Pilti ones. This is just an example of what I would normally buy. This is everything but Pilti here. And what these are is they range from anywhere from just simple fruit blends to full-on meals. Like this pirka one here is it's chicken pasta, and these basically you just twist off the cap no matter what, and then they have a little spout, and then you put this in the baby's mouth, and she just sucks it right out like that. And as you can see, there are a few different kinds of brands. And aside from the fact that these are convenient, what I like is that specifically these Pirkka ones and these Ella's Kitchen are organic. And even the non-organic ones here that I have with Muksu and Semper, they are 100% fruit. Or the porridges have obviously porridge in them and maybe a few other things, but unlike the jars, which tend to have oils and maybe added rice or tapioca just to fill the jar, these are pretty straightforward. So we have a couple different brands to choose from, and like I said, I don't have Pilti here because I don't use them. My favorite, I think, now is Pirkka because of the price. They make these 4-month stage 1 pouches. This one is mango and this one is apple blueberry, but they also make this size in pear, as well as potato and butternut squash, and I think there's another potato, and I'm really sorry about Simba. I think there's another potato one of this size, but I can't remember. And these are 79 cents per pouch, comparing to these Ella's Kitchen, which are also organic. And let me just say, I love these. They have specifically these smoothies, the yellow one, and we also have here the white one, and they have these in red, green, and purple as well. I really love them. They have more diversity than, say, these, which are just mango or just potato and butternut squash. They have a lot of different fruits like black currants and coconut, and a lot of kind of good flavors that the baby should get used to having. But whereas these are 79 cents, these are something around €1.25. And like I said, they are organic, but so are these. So sometimes I buy these kind of as a bit of a splurge when I want my daughter to have a bit more of kind of exotic flavors, but on a normal day I would probably just stick to these. However, now that she's eating more, I don't find these as convenient. She's 9 months today, and these are a good snack, I guess, but she's quite hungry after eating one of these. So these are really great in the beginning when the baby first starts solids, but after that, I think it would be time to move on. And the same thing with these Semper smoothies. They make these in a couple different flavors. This is the Tropisk, which she liked quite a bit, but again, the size is small. These are 99 cents in most shops, and they're not organic, but I liked their flavor combinations for her. Because for a while when she wasn't finishing these, I was having to finish them rather than throw them away. So I've tasted everything on here that's not meat. I kind of draw the line at eating pureed meat. But yes, and then we also have from that size, blind moment. These muksu, which, okay, you can see on the back, this is definitely, or can you? No. Well, this is branded as muksu in Finland, but this is actually a British company called Cow and Gate, or Cow and Kate. I can't actually read, but as you can see, I peeled off the paper, and it's the same on the back. So if you can't read Finnish or Swedish, if you can find a way to peel this, underneath is English. So, and the same applies to Ella's Kitchen as well. Any of the Ella's Kitchen products, you can just peel off the back label basically, and it'll be in English for you. So yeah, so that size is really good for maybe like 4 to 6, maybe 7 months. But after that, you're gonna want something a bit bigger. And when the baby moves on to that phase, there are more options. Pirkka makes these, also organic smoothies, and this has strawberries and raspberries and bananas and apples, and it's really, it's like I said, it's a lot of flavors, which is something I really like. But Ella's Kitchen also makes bigger size, and these are also stage 1. This one says it's for after 5 months, but these are for 4 months. And what I really appreciated about these was that, for example, this one has broccoli, pears, and apple, and, or no apple, just broccoli, pears, and peas, I'm sorry. And it's not often that you get vegetable pouches. Usually it's either fruit or meat and veg, never fruit and veg together. So I liked this a lot. And then this one especially too was sweet potato, pumpkin, apples, and blueberries. So again, really awesome flavor combinations, but the downside is that these are about $179 to $185 a bag. And that's just, when you compare that to this, which is €1, it just doesn't make sense. So it's a nice treat once in a while, but unless you have a higher income than I do, it's not economically feasible. Another one for that size is through Semper, which are these, it's Swedish. I don't want to butcher the Swedish language on YouTube, but these are just fruits. There's no vegetables. They make this in a couple different flavor varieties, all usually involve apple or pear in some way. Actually, my daughter, the first pouch of this size she ever drank in full in one sitting was the Semper brand. And Semper also makes jars that are really good. They have like really cool flavors like Thai wok and Indian masala and like just really cool stuff. But so they have this size as well. And also in this size from Semper, they have porridges. And in Neovala, if you haven't already experienced this, they will constantly remind you that you need to be giving your daughter porridge 5 times a day or whatever. It's just, they have the weirdest rules. But I found she tends to take to this a lot easier than the porridge I would make myself. So these are really good. And they have, like I said, a couple different flavors. I have 2 examples here. But once you get to the point where you know, he or she kind of starts to need more than just that, they do have these meat ones. Like I said, this is chicken pasta, and Pirkka also makes salmon risotto and a spaghetti bolognese. Ella's Kitchen as well makes these kinds of things. If I remember correctly, they have a veggie lasagna, also a spaghetti bolognese, and also a chicken casserole type of thing. But the biggest difference is they're both organic, they're both good. This is €1.25, whereas the Ella's Kitchen pouch, which is the same size, is €3. And for me, I noticed that my daughter tends to eat this better. This is a bit less chunky, and she has a sensitive gag reflex, so the Ella's Kitchen pouches for the meals she just doesn't finish them. But this she'll eat right in one sitting really easily. And they also have this, which is, this one, which has beef and vegetables, and I've never given her this yet. She's gonna have tomorrow or today or something. So in conclusion, there's a lot of options for these. Like I said, the Pirkko ones and the Ellen's Kitchen ones, they are organic, and I found it hard to find organic jars. I think Semper and Hip make jars, and Hip also makes pouches, but I've never actually bought her a Hip pouch, so I can't say anything about those, but I think it's a Swedish brand, and it's organic as well, and they also make porridges and fruits. But hopefully you found this video useful, and hopefully if you're like me and you don't always have the energy to, you know, make your own food, or if your baby has sensitive gag reflex, then you can find use for these pouches and hopefully use for this video. Thanks a lot for watching.